Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions of Betcraft. Another very beautiful Tuesday morning, another wonderful day, and once again we're back with our predictions as usual. All right, we saw how we fared yesterday. Those of us in the VIP won once again yesterday, and the VIP keep winning. And it's a very good one for us yesterday. And today we are going again, and hopefully we're also going to have a very wonderful day today. So we have our games lined up, and we'll be looking at these matches one after the other in a short while. But I want to use the opportunity to urge you to join our VIP group. We are putting out games that I believe to be, closer to the certainty of coming out, correctly. All right, I'll be putting out games there on a daily basis. All right. And also remember to subscribe if you have not done that, so that you always get notified each time we make these videos like this. All right. Without further ado, let's get to the business of today, and we'll be starting with the first game for today. It is there are actually not so many matches going on today in the world, but we were able to select some of them, and we got a games in the Spanish Cup. All right, well, rather Swedish Cup, rather, not the Spanish Cup. And we have Stocken who will be up against the Kberg in the Swedish Cup. And we'll look at the stats for each of these sides. You can see that for Stocken, it is 3 victory in the last 6 matches and also 3 losses. And which side, the Kberg, on the other hand, also have gotten 2 wins, 3 draws, as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games that they had. When you look at how the two teams fared from home and away basis, you can see that Stockton, the home side, have done pretty. They've been able to win at 6 matches in the last 10 home games. They've also lost 4 matches out of those. And away side, Kberg have won 7 games out of the last 10 away matches, and have lost 3 matches out of those. And as a matter of fact, we could see that the last away game they had, sort of winning against Arlanda by 1-0 for Kberg, while we saw Stockton having a good run, winning the last 4 home matches that they had so far. So on head-to-head basis, it was Kberg who actually won the last time both teams met, which was in April of this year. They won from away by 2-0 on that very occasion. And prior to that, we also saw Kberg from away once again winning against Stockton, 1-0 on that very occasion. So, recent times have actually been dominated by the away side winning against Kberg. But in this very encounter, we are going for, the goals here. We expect to see 3 goals at the minimum. Also noting the fact that, the home side, Stockton, have been averaging 2 goals in the last 4 home matches that they had. And the away side, Kberg, also have been averaging 2 goals per game in the last 6 away matches. So we expect a lot of goal here. It is a minimum of 3 goals in this very encounter. That's the verdict for that very game. All right, and the next is also in the Swedish Cup, where we have Jafala who up against Frankie. Okay, when you look at the recent matches for these 2 sides, Jafala, the home side, winning 3 matches and 2 draws, and also losing 1, and Frankie on the other hand had 2 wins and a draw, losing 3 matches in the last 6 recent encounters. When you look at how these 2 teams fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side Jafala have done well, winning 7 matches in the last 10 home games that they had so far. They've also had a draw, and they've lost 2 matches out of the last 10 home games that they had. And away side Frankie have managed 3 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 away games, but they've also lost 5 matches out of the last 10 away games that they had. And the last meeting between the 2 sides on head-to-head basis, we saw Jafala beating this very side by 2-1. That was actually in May of this very year, and Jafala actually won the last 2 meetings between the 2 sides. And in this one, we are going for the home side, who have actually shown better progress. Who haven't won a lot of games, 7 home matches, and we expect a home win in this very one. Home side to win out shortly. That's about it. Okay, and the third game for today is also in the Swedish Cup, where we have Gothenburg will be up against Zenit. Okay, when we take a look at the stats for each of these sides, you can see that the home side, Gothenburg, in the last 6 matches have produced just 1 win and 2 draws, and they've also had 3 losses. And away side that Zenit have had 2 wins and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 recent encounters. When you look at how the two teams fared from home and away basis, you see that for the home side, they've only managed 3 victories, and they've also had 4 draws in the last 10 home matches. but they've lost 3 games out of those. And the away side, on the other hand, the IK Zenit have managed just 1 win and 2 draws. They've also lost 7 matches. All right, but the away side, the last 7 away games that they had have produced over 2.5. The last 7 away games in a row have actually produced over 2.5. They've been averaging 2 goals per away matches. And for the home side also, the last 5 home games have been averaging over 4.5, and sometimes over 3.5. And we could see that out of the last 10 matches that they had, they've actually produced over 3.5 rather. Over 3.5 8 times out of 10. So that tells you that goals market is almost a certainty here, and we expect a lot of goals here. Also considering the fact that last time they met, it was Gothenburg who won, but it was 2 years ago. But the scoreline was actually 3-2. So in this very encounter, we expect to see a lot of goals, and it is a minimum of 3 goals to go in this very encounter. So over 2.5, that's what valid for that very game. And it takes us to the last game for today, and the only game in Brazil under 20. Where we have Fortaleza under 20 who will be up against Atlético Mineiro under 20. Okay, when we look at scoreline and the recent statistics for this side, you can see that Fortaleza under 20 have had 2 victories and a draw, and have also lost 3 matches in the last 6 matches. And while at the away side have won 2 wins, have got 2 wins in the last 6, and also 1 draw, losing 3 matches as well. When you look at how they fared from home and away base, you can see that for Zell at the home side, they've been able to achieve 4 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 5 draws and 1 loss in the last 10 home games that they have so far. Okay, they've won 4 matches out of the last 10 matches. And the other side, on the other hand, Statistical MJ have had just 2 victories and 2 draws as well in the last 10 away matches. But they've also lost 6 games out of those last 10 away games that they had. The last away game they had, saw them losing out to Atlético Mineiro by 2-1 on that occasion. Atlético MG, that's this team that I'm talking about, is playing from away. All right, but for the home side, for Zella, you under 20, they actually won the last home game they had. As a matter of fact, the last 5 home games that they had, saw them winning 4 games out of the last 5 home matches. All right, and they also had 1 draw. That draw was actually against the Palmeiras under 20. And on head-to-head basis, the last time they met was last year, July, and it was for Zella under 20 that actually won by 4-1 on that very occasion. So here we are going for the home side to not lose out shortly, and we expect to see the home side for Zella under 20 to either win or draw and yet under 4.5. That's what we're fighting for that very game, and that concludes it for us today on BetCraft. I wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Also remember to play responsibly, as these football matches sometimes may not be exactly what we expect. All right, remember to join our VIP group where we put out games that I believe that are closer to coming out correctly. Also tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions on this very channel. Do not miss out. But until then, keep winning.